Chapter 5, Lesson 5, Social Status. Initial social status is very different from power. The end game of the social climber is to have power. You want to get connected, get rich, and get powerful. You cannot achieve these if you start your gameplay from a position of weakness. Powerful people don't like to associate with those they consider peasants. If everybody thinks you are poor, for some reason, the powerful would avoid you for one simple reason. Most of them think all poor people care about is money. They're not wrong per se, but you don't want to have the burden of breaking the stereotype every time you encounter someone powerful. You need to have certain prerequisites met. This is social status. You want to be the most powerful amongst your friends. You want to be the most powerful in your family. You want to be outstanding where you stand so you can be lifted to a better place. You want to have enough influence and status to presumably be on par with the person you're dealing with. They might be able to annihilate you, but you should be to harm them as well. This is the only way you will be respected. Before we continue, I must mention that when considering the social ladder, your idea is to work up and deal with those at the very top, not those on your level. Network upwards, because that is where you want to go. 1. A good ride. You should acquire a good ride. Go for status. Don't just buy a car. Buy the trending car. Lambo, Benz, etc. Where I'm from, Benz is the name. Without a ride, you will find it difficult to network to some extent. This is a symbol of your status. The social climber is not about making money, but about gaining power. You want to make yourself a crucial part of the city you live in, a name to be reckoned with. I have repeated severally before you start, you must first make money, and loads of it. 2. Leader of your group. You should have a small circle where you are a leader. Every social climber has one. You are a vital part of the group, and your decisions are final. You dictate the direction of things, and everything rests on your shoulders. There is nothing but a show of strength and power in your little way. You don't need to have 1 million people in your group. You could be 3. You could even be 2. The more powerful and influential the other members of the group are, the more powerful you become. The purpose of having a group is to be the leader of something. A B2B deal is taken more seriously than a B2P deal. It is not that the B2B deal is more valuable, but more often than that, if a group has been able to successfully pull off establishing a company and growing it to a certain degree, their competence is obvious. You could go into a deal with an individual and be disappointed. And you could go into a deal with a business and be equally disappointed. But more often than not, the business will get the deal. If you can successfully make yourself come across as someone with a group he controls, then you increase your social status from loner to leader. This is paramount for certain collaborations. You must be the focal point. But you still need influence around you. 3. As below, also above. A huge part of your social status is determined by who you know up and who you know down. From the poorest to the richest. Can you influence the masses when there's a riot? Do you know any poor persons who are fond of you? You can not only focus on the top, you must also have the bottom under control. During your days of getting money, you have the perfect opportunity to get your roots deep into the bottom feeders. Your intent is not to befriend them, but to have influence over them. If you know these people and relate with them well, you can get just about any illegal thing you need. More on that in an upcoming chapter, City Game. This will go a long way in specific scenarios. Powerful people often have the weirdest habits. Some like to smoke very specific brands of cigars. If you're not a cigar aficionado, you can still put out a call and get them that cigar. Perhaps you don't even smoke, and to you, that is just bullshit. You may think, why is this guy killing himself? If you think that, then you're not cut out for social climbing until you can reframe your mindset. If you can get these things for the powerful, it will increase your social status. If you can do something they can't, and through you, they can do that thing that they can't, you become an extension of their power. And losing you now means losing power in a way. You become an extension of the influence downwards. And losing you now means losing that influence downwards. It must be said that simply using money will not get poor people to like you. Most of them would take your money and still resent you. You want to be that person that makes the bottom love them. They may not need it, but they certainly would prefer to be loved than hated. Much worse, ignored.